Hello everyone and welcome to today's IELTS speaking simulation. I'm super excited to dive into a fascinating and highly relevant topic today, remote work and work-life balance. As more and more people are working from home, understanding how to maintain a healthy balance between personal life and work is crucial. In today's session, we have two incredible participants. First up, we have Olive Wynn, who will be answering questions at a band 5 to 6 level. And we also have Mary, our academic advisor, who will be giving us answers at a band 7 plus level. You'll get a chance to see the difference in their vocabulary, fluency, and how they express ideas. Make sure you're paying attention to those band 7 plus words and phrases that Mary will use. So stay tuned and let's jump right into today's IELTS speaking simulation.
Hi everyone, I'm Lisa Lai. Today I will be your host for the IELTS speaking simulation. Our topic today is remote work and work-life balance. Together, we will explore how working remotely impacts our daily lives and how we can achieve a healthy balance between work and personal time. Olive, could you please introduce yourself?
Hello everyone, I'm Olive Wynn. I'm really excited to be here today for this simulation. Mary, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello everyone, I'm Mary, an academic advisor. I'm very excited to be a part of this session today and share my insights on how to maintain work-life balance, especially when working remotely. I hope you find the discussion valuable and insightful.
Hi Olive, it's great to have you here today. Let's start with some questions about work and life balance. First of all, how do you usually manage your work-life balance?
Well, I try to manage my time between work and my personal life. Sometimes I have a lot of work to do and it gets stressful, but I usually take breaks, like having lunch with friends or watching TV to relax. I also try to finish my work on time so that I can have some free time, but it's not always easy because sometimes work piles up and I need to spend more time on it.
Mary, Olive mentioned how she tries to balance work and personal life. How about you? How do you manage your work-life balance?
Absolutely. When it comes to managing work-life balance, I believe it's essential to set clear boundaries between work and personal time. I typically start my day by setting my priorities for work, which helps me stay on track and prevents me from feeling overwhelmed. I also ensure that I take regular breaks to stay energized, such as going for a walk or doing some light exercise. This allows me to return to my work with a refreshed mindset, ensuring that I can be both productive and maintain my well-being. I think the key is discipline and planning ahead.
Thank you, Olive and Mary. Now, let's move on to the next question. Do you think working from home can affect a person's work-life balance? Why or why not?
Yes, I think working from home can affect work-life balance. When you work at home, it's harder to separate work from your personal life. For example, sometimes I feel like I should keep working because my desk is right there. So, it's easy to work more than usual, but if you set some rules, like working only in certain hours, it could be better.
Mary, Olive explained that working from home makes it harder to separate work and personal life. Do you agree with that, or do you have a different perspective?
Yes, absolutely. Working from home can significantly impact a person's work-life balance, especially if one does not set proper boundaries. In my experience, the lack of physical separation between the workspace and personal space often leads to work creep, where work hours extend into personal time. However, the flexibility that remote work offers can also be a great advantage when managed well. For instance, if you organize your time properly, it's possible to work efficiently and still enjoy quality time for personal activities. The key challenge lies in managing distractions and creating a dedicated workspace.
Great insights, Olive and Mary. And lastly, do you prefer working from home or working in an office? Why?
I prefer working from home because it's more comfortable. I can wear casual clothes and work in a quiet place. I don't have to worry about the commute and it saves time. But sometimes I miss the social interaction with my colleagues in the office, so it's a bit lonely.
Mary, Olive prefers working from home but feels a bit lonely sometimes. What do you think? Do you prefer working from home or in the office?
While I truly value the flexibility and comfort of working from home, I find that I miss the dynamic and collaborative environment of the office. In the office, it's easier to communicate quickly with colleagues, have spontaneous meetings, and feel part of a team. However, working from home allows for a more personalized environment, where I can control my schedule and work at my own pace, which enhances my productivity. Ultimately, I believe a hybrid approach could be ideal, as it combines the best of both worlds, offering flexibility and team collaboration.
Thank you so much, Mary and Olive. It was great hearing your thoughts on work-life balance. Now we'll move on to part 2. I'll hand you a topic card along with a piece of paper for notes. You'll have 1 minute to prepare, and after that, I'd like you to speak for up to 2 minutes on the topic. Are you ready?
Yes, ready.
Perfect. Your time starts now. Take your time to think and organize your thoughts. All right, Olive, you can begin speaking now.
One activity that I use to maintain my work-life balance is taking regular walks after work. In addition, I find that walking helps me disconnect from the stress of work and focus on personal thoughts. When I walk, I don't think about my tasks or projects at all. Sometimes I walk with friends and we chat about things other than work. I find it really helps me recharge mentally and physically. As a result, I feel more balanced when I return to work, and I have a clear mind. It's not just about the physical aspect. Walking also gives me the space to reflect on my goals and life outside of work. This simple habit has become part of my routine, and I try to fit it into my daily schedule, even on busy days.
One activity that helps me maintain my work-life balance is yoga. I've been practicing it for several years, and I find it incredibly effective for both my physical and mental well-being. For the most part, after a long day of work, especially when I work remotely, yoga provides me with a way to disconnect from the stress of my job and focus on myself. It allows me to breathe deeply and practice mindfulness, which is really important for staying grounded and balanced. Not only does yoga help reduce stress, but it also improves my posture and promotes flexibility, which is very important since I spend a lot of time sitting. Yoga also helps me stay active and reminds me to take care of my body, especially during the times when I'm working from home. That being said, yoga is not just physical exercise, it's also a mental practice that provides me with inner peace. The sense of inner peace I feel helps me manage stress and approach challenges with clarity. It's become an essential tool for me in maintaining a good work-life balance. I look forward to it every day because it gives me a sense of calmness and relaxation, making me more productive when I go back to work. To put it another way, yoga has become an important part of my daily routine, and I believe it's essential for my overall well-being.
Olive, you mentioned walking as a way to maintain your balance, and Mary, you talked about yoga. Do you both think it's important to set time aside for such activities every day? How do you prioritize them in your schedules?
Yes, I think it's very important. I try to set aside time every day for a walk, even if it's just for 20 or 30 minutes. Sometimes work can make it difficult to take a break, but I make it a point to step away and get some fresh air. It helps me stay healthy and I can return to work feeling more focused. I make sure to fit it into my schedule, even if I have to plan it in advance.
Definitely, I prioritize yoga by scheduling it into my day, just like I would a work meeting or task. I find that by doing it at the same time every day, it becomes part of my routine and I don't have to think about it. Moreover, it's something I enjoy, and I believe that making time for activities like yoga is essential for maintaining a healthy work-life balance. That being said, there are days when I can't fit it in, but I try to make up for it by practicing for a longer time the next day.
Thank you, Olive and Mary, for sharing your experiences and thoughts on work-life balance. Now we'll move on to part 3, where we will discuss the challenges that people face when trying to maintain a good work-life balance. Ready?
We're ready.
Do you think people nowadays have a better work-life balance compared to the past? Why or why not?
Well, I think people nowadays have a better work-life balance because many companies allow flexible working hours and working from home. People can organize their time better and spend more time with their family. However, there is also more stress and pressure from work, so it's not always easy to keep a good balance.
Mary, what do you think? Do you think people today have a better work-life balance than in the past?
Yes, I believe that work-life balance has improved for many people compared to the past. With the advancement of technology, especially remote work, individuals now have the flexibility to manage their professional and personal lives more effectively. In addition, companies have become more conscious of employees' well-being, offering programs like mental health days or flexible working arrangements. Moreover, people have become more aware of the importance of work-life balance and prioritize their personal time. That being said, there are still challenges, especially in high-pressure industries where work demands often overflow into personal time. Nevertheless, on the whole, there has been a significant improvement.
What are the key factors that contribute to achieving a good work-life balance?
I think the key factors are time management and setting boundaries. People need to know when to stop working and take a break. Another important factor is having support from your employer and colleagues to make sure you don't overwork. It's also important to take time for yourself and your family.
Mary, what are your thoughts? What do you think are the key factors in achieving a good work-life balance?
To achieve a good work-life balance, several factors are critical. First and foremost, effective time management plays a huge role. Being able to prioritize tasks and allocate specific times for work and personal activities is essential. In addition, setting boundaries is crucial. It's important to know when to switch off and avoid bringing work into personal time. Furthermore, having a supportive work environment that values employee well-being makes a significant difference. Moreover, it's important for individuals to recognize their own needs and make self-care a priority. By doing so, they can avoid burnout and maintain a healthy balance.
Do you think technology has a positive or negative impact on work-life balance?
I think technology can have both positive and negative effects. On one hand, it allows people to work from home and stay connected easily. On the other hand, it can blur the lines between work and personal life, making it hard to switch off. It depends on how people manage their use of technology.
Mary, how do you view the role of technology in work-life balance?
Technology plays a double-edged role in work-life balance. On the one hand, it provides flexibility through remote work options, allowing employees to manage their time more effectively and spend more time with family. For instance, video conferencing tools enable people to work from home while staying connected to colleagues. However, technology can also lead to an always-on culture, where employees are expected to respond to emails or work calls outside of working hours. In contrast, if managed properly, technology can enhance work-life balance by allowing employees to better organize their schedules and avoid long commutes. In conclusion, while technology can be a valuable tool, it requires discipline and boundaries to ensure it doesn't negatively impact work-life balance.
What advice would you give to someone struggling to maintain a good work-life balance?
My advice would be to set clear boundaries between work and personal time. Don't take work home and try to spend time doing something enjoyable, like a hobby or spending time with loved ones. It's also important to take breaks during work and not overwork yourself.
Mary, do you have any advice for someone struggling to maintain a good work-life balance?
My advice would be to start by setting clear boundaries between your work and personal life. That being said, achieving work-life balance requires conscious effort. To emphasize, it's important to prioritize time for yourself, set aside moments for relaxation, and avoid overcommitting to work. Moreover, learning to say no and delegating tasks when necessary is crucial. Lastly, for the most part, people need to recognize the importance of their own well-being and make time for activities that refresh them physically and mentally. By practicing these strategies, achieving a work-life balance becomes much more attainable.
Thank you, Olive and Mary, for your insights on work-life balance. This concludes part 3 of the test. We have now finished. I will give you your results shortly.
That wraps up our 8th IELTS speaking simulation on work-life balance. Thank you so much for joining us today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with others. Also, feel free to leave your thoughts or tips on maintaining a good work-life balance in the comments below. We've included links to some helpful materials and Band 7+ vocabulary in the description. See you in our next session.